Welcome to our team for the afternoon, and I just want to thank our judges, and I'll do a quick introduction. Sean Kelly from EMCO, Paul Ganger from EMCO, Joanne Fisher, Scotiabank, Jill Hobbs from the College of Agriculture and Bioresources, Dominic Thibodeau from Federated Cooperatives Limited, and Jacqueline Cook from Vendasta. Competitors, you have 23 minutes today to do your presentation. Immediately following your presentation, we'll ask you to exit. I will be your timekeeper today. The timekeeping will begin right at the first word spoken. That is considered protected time. No questions can be asked at that time. At 5 minutes, I will knock and show you a card. That unprotected time will start. At that point, the judges can ask questions. At the 20-minute mark, I will knock again, and that will be protected time. Then you have 3 minutes to complete your presentation. I will give you a 2-minute, 1 minute, and 30-second warning card. Audience. Rules for you too. No questions, comments, cell phones, or picture taking is allowed for you today. Please ensure that your cell phones are off or on vibrate. Please only applaud at the end of the presentation, and at the end of the presentation, we ask you to exit quickly. Our judges need time to be able to have a conversation and be able to do their scorecards. This allows us to be on time for the next presentation. So if you could exit as quickly as you can. Now give me a minute. I want to confirm that your team E, judges, team E. When you're ready.
Good afternoon, EMCO. Thank you very much for joining us here today. We are here today to present to you Contract Connect. My name is Brendan, this is Laura, and this is Sandon, and I hope you are just as excited to hear about this opportunity as we are to tell you about it. So, moving along, what we have at the moment, looking at Saskatchewan and the current housing market there, what is happening is a massive increase in the amount of residential renovations that are happening. Many people are looking to improve their homes, build possibly new homes, and look into different opportunities there, which is a fantastic opportunity for EMCO as you operate in many areas in which these customers are going to be looking towards. The other large opportunity that EMCO has today is its large network of contractors that you consistently work with and have great connections and trust built in between. What we are looking to do today is combine these two opportunities for a massive opportunity to allow EMCO to continue the achievements that it has made in its operation and continue the excellence that it does as it maintains its business. So, looking into the specific opportunity, we are presenting to EMCO that you design a web service matching contractors to customers. So, looking specifically at building onto this network of contractors that you have built trust with, know how they operate, know what they do and what they're looking into, and matching it to the customers that are starting to grow, starting to look to renovate their houses, hire these contractors using your products, creating a larger market for you as it grows by itself in Saskatchewan right now. The details about this website, we're looking into making personalized matches, so creating accounts on these websites for both the contractors and the customers so that we can use an algorithm that will match contractors to the customers that are looking for their specific services, making sure that when we match up these customers and contractors, there's already a starting base as to why the contractor should be hired by the customer, facilitating a traditionally very awkward process. We'll also be looking into a lot of the government grants that are coming out in Saskatchewan right now, building in these government grants into this algorithm so that once the customers have put in all their information, we'll be able to come forward and say, these grants match what you are looking to do, you should look into them, and it's another benefit to using our service. We'll also be implementing a detailed rating system for the contractors so that not only do the customers know that we are recommending these contractors, we have worked with them before and know that they are good, but they can look and personally see what other customers have seen from the contractors through using our service, and therefore be even more confident in the contractors that they're hiring. This is going to buffer a lot of the issues and trepidations that customers have when hiring contractors, as many people have been through the issue before, where you look around, a lot of it's word of mouth. You want to know that a contractor is good because they're in your house, they're working on your property and dealing with your possessions. You want to know that you can trust them, that they're going to do good work, and that they're not going to take advantage of you. All of this is going to log in together and ensure that customers are very happy with what we are providing them, and that contractors are even happier with ENCO, building the loyalty as we are providing customers for them, building those connections through the technology that we are putting in, and increasing prosperity for ENCO and the communities that are surrounding it. So, looking at the nitty-gritty details, our approximate project cost for this website, the startup cost of approximately $30,700. We can look into the details of that later, but a lot of it is based on what resources ENCO will already have, what you have at your disposal, looking into the costs within your company as well. Ongoing, we're looking at approximately $31,000 plus per year. The $31,000 is the initial starting cost if we're starting looking at Saskatchewan, and then building, of course, as you expand it throughout your company, building on more costs, however, all interwoven with what ENCO already has in its operations. So, more details on this website that is going to be so amazing and get you so many more customers, so much more contractors, and a lot more money flowing through your margins. So, we're going to look into this website. We'll get a lot of customers flowing through it, through lots of marketing, different advertising, and we're going to have a lot of contractors that are going to be chosen by individual profit center managers, so that we already have that connection built in, and they're going to go in, the contractors are going to build their profiles, say what type of work they do, what they specialize in, what type of customers they prefer working with. All the different details that customers are going to want to know as well, to ensure that we can create a very great match between contractors and customers. So that would be a very basic login system, very simple for customers and contractors to use. Then we'll do the variable account depth. So we're going to very much encourage that contractors go in and put a lot of depth into their account, into their profile. We'll help them with that, ensure that we know exactly what these contractors are, what we can offer to customers, and then when the customers come in, they'll be able to come in and they can do variable depth in their profile depending on how much work they want to put into it, if they want to know how good what they're getting. We'll have a comprehensive matching algorithm system, as I said, to make sure that we are matching the right customers with the right contractors, so that they don't need to do too many quotes and they'll get that match first the right time. We'll have that contractor rating system that I mentioned, so customers can go in after they've had a job done with the contractor, and they can go in and say, I like the contractor, I didn't like the contractor, these things were really great, these things weren't. That's so that other customers can go back and look at it after. And we'll also have that government assistance database.
How do we make money on this? You've sort of gone into the cost of the 35 and the 31.
Absolutely. So let's move right into the potential revenue model for this.
Because honestly, that's why we're all here today, right? So if we look at the potential revenue model, what we're thinking of is essentially a subscription service, not for the customers like a typical eHarmony or a matching site would do, but rather for the actual contractors. This would allow a lot of trust between a profit center manager as his customers. We can look at the individually decided by the local managers, right? We see that ENCO is a very large, diverse, very large, decentralized company, and doing so, the profit center managers can pick contractors that are going to work with each individual region, work with the different types of price associated with it, and that's why we're putting the revenue model into the actual profit center managers' hands. That way they have more control over each specific region, bettering the customers in that community. They're recommended into a low intro price, so that would simply just be having a base kind of price that would be standard across all the different regions.
Would you not be alienating your own contractors by picking and choosing who you're going to put on this site then? So if the profit center manager picked 5 out of his 10 contractors that he has, what about the other 5?
So the idea behind this would not be to limit the amount of contractors we can have on the website, because we want as many as possible to vary the results that we can give customers. And it's kind of an added incentive for contractors to prove to us how good they are and that we can recommend them. So the initial assumption is that EMCO is going to be working with very good contractors that they can know and connect with, as EMCO has been proven to have that trust and respect between their customers and the company. So this is going to allow for a lot of communication between EMCO and the contractors to ensure that the contractors we're putting up are very good, are standing behind their work, and that we won't be alienating contractors that are looking to do good work with us.
So just to be clear then, is this linking the contractors further down the supply chain to homeowners, or linking the right contractors to EMCO?
It's linking the right contractors to the homeowners. So essentially it's a sort of matchmaking service, as Sandon said, with the contractors and the homeowners that are looking to either renovate their home or fix it up a bit. So essentially the homeowner will log on, they will make an account, and then they will fill out sort of a questionnaire that will say what sort of repairs are you looking to do? Is it roofing? Is it tiling? Plumbing? Those sorts of things. And we will also look at what type of price range they are looking at. From there, we'll use the algorithm on the website to match them up with one of the contractors that EMCO works with. So it really takes out a lot of that process that usually happens when homeowners are looking to find a contractor that works for them.
By using this, I want to add to that as well. Just by using this standard feature of the customer making a profile to what they want, they can choose the price range, right? We see that price is the main determining factor of customers who want to start to improve their home. Or let's say if you were walking in the store and you see, hey, you know what, this sink is actually on sale 50% off, and it's $25. Well, you're going to look at that and you're going to say, like, this is a good deal, and it gives you the opportunities. So if you're able to personalize what you're looking for with the contractor, you can, okay. By having the customer and the contractor both personalized, you essentially create a more individual customer relationship with that contractor to create the best need for that customer. Is essentially what I'm trying to go for with that.
So, sorry, who's ranking them? Did the customers rank the contractors? Is that correct?
So that will come in with the rating system. The original, to start off with, most of the matchmaking will be done through the algorithm. So contractors will say, I specialize in doing this type of work. I like to do it maybe this time of day. I prefer working with this type of person. A lot of different details that they can put in. And then from that, when the customers come in and create their account and say, I'm looking to have this done at my house. I prefer a contractor that works in this fashion. I prefer this type of many different factors that we can factor in. The algorithm will then match all the factors that the customer has listed to the factors that we have in a database to the contractors, and give our top picks for which contractors we believe will work the best for that customer.
And then afterwards, sorry to answer your question about the ranking, so after that's done, the customers can go in onto the website and sort of rank their experience with it, see how well it matched their interests, so that when potential new customers are coming in, they can see exactly how it matched their needs and what exactly worked for those prior customers.
So a homeowner would get a list of, say, 3 contractors that match their...
Exactly what we were
and they get
thinking, yeah.
quotes from them?
Yeah.
So let's say you did your project, you put in that you were going to want something, it would list the three contractors that would best suit you, and that way you have more control over who you want to pick for a contractor. So you could go and you can get an estimate from each contractor and you can personally see them. But we're just going to narrow that down, that list, just to make it a lot easier for you. So that's what we're doing for the customers.
How are you marketing this? Like, how do us as customers know that this website is even, that it exists?
For sure. So there are a couple of different marketing tactics that we want to use for this website. So one is we want to push the service through contractors. So when we initially start this, and we're going to go to those contractors who already have accounts with us, and we will talk to them about pushing word out to customers that they've worked with before, or if they have a customer that comes to them and says, we want roofing done, and that contractor says, well, actually, I only really specialize in plumbing. Here's a website you can go to that will give you contractors in that region that can work with you on that. As well, we want to do a Google AdWords campaign and get a Google AdWords account. That way, when somebody types into Google contractors in Saskatoon, contractors in Regina, our ad will come up so that they can see our website and they can see the benefits to having a search engine that's narrowed down for them as opposed to the millions of results that come up on Google. As well, word of mouth, so after people have used the site and it seems to be working for them, they will be able to tell their friends or tell family members who are also planning on renovating their home as well. And furthermore, we want to push it through the EMCO network. So we can push it through employees of EMCO, tell them to tell their friends, and sort of use that chain to spread the word about what exactly we're doing and the benefits that we're providing to homeowners.
So let's go into
So if I subscribe as a contractor and I don't get chosen, what kind of guarantees do I have that I'm gonna get as a contractor some benefit from this site? And then it's tied to MCO, so it's my fault now.
Absolutely. So part of the implementation process for bringing contractors on is to have a very discounted or no service charge for the first 6 months, so the contractors can get a try of it, make sure that their account on the service is attractive to customers and detailed enough that they will get recommendations, as well as once they test the service, they can't be very upset if it hasn't been working for them. They can come to us, we'll help them ensure that their account is very viable to ensure that it gets recommendations. As that will, once we know what's feeding in, what customers are looking for, we'll be able to help the right contractors meet with the right customers.
Would you see them saying no to some contractors if you didn't think the work was good enough?
Absolutely. So that's part of the vetting process and why some profit center managers, or why contractors have to be entered into the system through profit center managers. We want to make sure that this is an optimum system and that customers are only getting very high quality contractors.
ENCO is primarily in the plumbing and HVAC business, so therefore they're contractors, that's the field they're in. But of course you're talking about electricians, roofers, etc. So where do you find those contractors to populate them?
Absolutely. So we find contractors they're very consistent, and they not only do they work in a lot of different areas, so that they may mostly work with us through HVAC and plumbing, they'll work in different areas, and they'll also have very good networks. If a contractor has a very good experience through this service, they might talk to another contractor and say, hey, this could be really good for your business if you come and work through this service, and therefore we'll be able to reach a very wide variety of contractors. So moving on to the specific benefits to MCO.
Okay, so as mentioned in the information that you provided with us, we are looking to expand into the residential market. MCO wants to grow into what is a booming market in the province of Saskatchewan. So with our Contract Connect website, you'll be able to further expand into the housing market, or the residential market rather, and it really helps you be able to crutch your launch into that market by giving you the essential tools to know which contractors are really appealable or appealing to homeowners. As well, it increases a few amount of loyalty for you, so you have contractor loyalty. So by working with these contractors, they will know that if they are getting recommendations from the site, then they will know that they can work with you and trust you to really get the word out about their contracting company.
A recommendation on how much the subscription cost would be?
So we're working, as we said, centralized to each profit center manager, as they're going to have the best connections with those contractors. But approximately, if we were looking at a monthly recommendation, we could say anywhere from $50 to $100, as a lot of this will be, if we get a lot of contractors involved, it's a steady revenue rate, but a lot of the revenue from this program comes from the increased customer and contractor loyalty, as they will be buying more products for MCO, as your contractors are now getting more jobs and purchasing products through you.
Right, so in continuance, it gives a lot of brand recognition for MCO because we have that government piece tied into the website so that homeowners can also go in and see what government loans they might be eligible for. It really gives MCO that definition of social responsibility and helping homeowners and not just the corporate way. Also, it helps with product sales because we can learn, as well as a forecasting tool, we can learn what sort of products that homeowners are looking for, and so then we can use that to tailor what we might need to further our production in. So for example, if they're looking more air conditioners, and then we see that a lot of homeowners are looking for that, and we get that through the survey on the website, then we can look at our production line and see that maybe we need to increase production of air conditioners. So we can really use it as a crutch, as a forecasting tool for us as well. So for other stakeholders, it's beneficial as well. So we've already touched on some of this, so I'll do a brief overview for you. So for homeowners, it really eases the stress. Instead of going through countless different recommendations of friends and family or Google searches, it's all in one easy place for you. It's 3 quick, easy recommendations so that it really narrows down your search and makes it easier for you and you're not running around town trying to get a bunch of different estimates. As well, it gives you that personalized match, so you know that you're not going to a store with an expectation of one thing and coming out with another. You're actually getting a result that is really personalized to what you're looking for. Furthermore, it could potentially save you money. So for example, as Sandin mentioned earlier, if you go into a store and you pick a sink that is on sale and you pick it up because of that price, and then you install it and it doesn't work as well, then you need to go out and continue buying sinks, right? So if we can get potential savings for you, it really helps the homeowner, because then you know you're getting a quality job done the first time and you won't need to go back for a second and a third time as well.
I'd also like to add, sorry, for that potential savings, not just the fact that you have to keep buying, but also looking at your price range, right? If you can, I know with my personal experience in working with contractors, my house was just renovated a couple months ago. We look at the fact that contractors, they will come in and they're going to say, oh, well, you're going to need this, and you're going to need this, and you're going to need this, and soon your $20,000 budget becomes $50,000. And that's something that really we want to stress, is because we want our customers to have a limit or a range, $5,000 to $10,000, and stick within that, right? So we're allowing that trust in the contractor to only work with what's expected from the customer. So that's another point.
Exactly. And also for contractors, it increases their exposure to their target market. So they're really getting that exposure to the people who are looking for them. They're not spending money on advertising that is going to people that really have no interest in their services. Furthermore, they do get that improved connection to customers because of that recommendation. As well, it does help with the government. So the piece that we're tying in, there will be a link on or part of the survey on our website, so that you can fill out if different eligibility questions for government loans. This way, when your results pop up, you can see if you are eligible for certain government loans, and that sort of ties in with the government initiatives from the province of Saskatchewan. So that really helps the government's initiatives there as well.
Can you speak to the technology? Is it a platform to generate leads for contractors, or is it a platform to manage the job, manage the transaction? Like, is there payment processing right within it?
No, it's mainly for the leads, essentially, was what we're going for here.
So I buy a subscription to the membership to get offers, basically.
Exactly, right? You can look at a lot of different companies. For instance, there's companies that will hand out flyers, or there's companies that are going to hand out different sites and coupons to get leads. The goal is always to get leads. But if we can personalize a lead for you, then as a contractor, you're going to want that way more than just somebody coming in with, like if there was a newspaper ad for contractors, that is very broad, right? You don't know what you're looking for, you don't know if it's going to be right for you. But if you have a lead and the contractor's waiting for you and he says, hey, like this fits with you, and you're already looking at what you want to accomplish, then you feel more secure as a customer, as well as the contractor is going to be more secure in the sense that they're more likely to make the sale, because the customer's needs match up with the contractor's needs.
Absolutely. So to summarize and directly answer the question, it's not in any way a service for the contractors to interact with the customers on it, other than what information they put on. Once the customer and the contractor have connected, they will be moving in and doing the process as the contractor usually would on their own time. So moving into a quick summation.
Okay, so as you guys can see, we have looked into Contract Connect. So Contract Connect would be a huge benefit for MCO, and simply because of the fact that it's building those connections with the clients, right, with our customers and our contractors. In looking at the case more, we saw that there's a huge demand for renovation and buildings and contractors with that, and we're able to supply a trusted and reliable and affordable cost to that demand. Right, we're building the connections between the contractors and MCO. We're also looking at the connections between the client and the contractor and the community as a whole.
Furthermore, we are using technology to ease a traditionally hard process for customers and contractors alike. So if you're a customer or homeowner and you're going to look for a contractor, it can be really difficult to find someone that really meets your needs, and it can be very time consuming. Furthermore, for contractors, it can be very time-consuming as well and expensive to advertise to people that may not be receptive of your message. So this really utilizes technology to ensure that we are connecting, as Sandon said, the customers with the contractors.
And moving into the bottom line for MCO, what we're trying to do here is increase sales, increase profits and revenues for you in a somewhat indirect way. If we can connect and monopolize on the trust and respect that you have built between both your contractors and potential customers in the brand name that MCO possesses, we can leverage that, moving on, creating more business for our contractors, therefore creating more business for us. Through that, we will build into the prosperity of MCO and the surrounding communities, as we are easing a process that is about to explode in Saskatchewan and possibly throughout the rest of Canada, as many people look to improve their homes, building on what they have, improving what they have, and moving on in this day and age where there's tons and tons of opportunity for anyone that is prepared to capitalize on it. Thank you very much for watching our presentation. We are so excited to be working on this with you.